Welcome to Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast, a podcast providing education, information, and mostly inspiration that will help you become the best version of yourself. Join host Jackie Boyd for engaging and intriguing conversations. Now, Trust, Then Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode. Actually, this is episode number 3 of Trust and Know, the Jackie Boyd Podcast. I am so excited that you're here tuning in. So glad that you've stayed with me and so glad that you will continue, because every week I want to bring you inspiration, education, and information from guests who have something to say and something to inspire you with. So today, I'm so excited to have my friend, Mr. Christopher Allen, the man with the hat. So, Chris, before we even get started, let me just address the hat.
Okay.
Because the hat is your signature. It's become your signature.
Yeah.
The man in the hat, right?
Yeah. It morphed into that.
It morphed into that. Not cat in the hat.
Not cat. Don't listen, Jackie Boyd.
Not
the cat in the hat.
But the man in the hat.
The man in the hat.
Okay.
Yeah. I get that. You that dude with that hat.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It morphed into this.
Really?
It didn't start off like that. I just started off. There's a story behind it.
Okay.
There's
Tell us the story.
There's a story behind it.
Tell
So,
us the story.
my father passed away some years ago.
Okay.
My stepfather, the guy who raised me.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was going through his belongings, I found this hat that he used to always wear.
Okay.
And in that moment of the day of the funeral, I put the hat, on my face,
Mm-hmm.
and I could literally smell it. I could literally smell him,
Mhm.
right? And I began to cry.
Mm.
And so I went to the funeral. I had the hat in my hand, and then before I forgot that I had the hat in my hand. And before we went into the actual place,
Uh-huh.
I put the hat on.
Okay.
Right? I put the hat on, right?
Okay.
And then people started to say, with my family, that's your dad's hat, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And from that moment, it's almost like I couldn't take it off.
Wow.
Because I could still smell him.
Got
You know what I'm saying? So
Has sentimental value.
it has sentimental value.
Got you.
Right?
Got you.
And unfortunately, I was on a vacation in Arizona
Mm-hmm.
and ended up losing the hat.
Oh no.
Ended up losing the hat. And
Wow.
then I went
Your dad's original hat.
The original hat.
Okay.
And then I went into a store in Arizona
Mm-hmm.
and found a hat that looked so much like it. And
That's
I had to
Got you.
get it.
And that's it.
And this is that hat.
Okay.
Yeah,
Understood.
it doesn't have the scent,
Okay.
but it has the
The meaning.
The meaning.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So now I understand.
yeah.
The man in the hat. There's a story behind it.
There's a story behind
Okay.
it. Yeah. So it's not just a man with a hat on.
I got you.
There's a story behind it, and it
Okay.
has sentimental value.
Very
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
So listen, guys, the reason why you see this man, this debonair man right here, as my guest,
Even in my
because
jeans,
even in your jeans, your
I'm cool.
t-shirts, and the
Okay.
hat,
Okay,
yeah,
I'm cool.
you're good.
it's all good.
Is because he has so much depth to him.
Wow.
He has so much depth to him, and he's my personal trainer. And when I started on my personal training journey, I never wanted to work with a man because I felt that I could be more vulnerable with the woman. I started with the woman, had an injury, stopped, and then just reassessing what I needed and what I wanted. And Chris had been saying, hey, consider training with me. And so I made the decision to train, but with 1,000 rules.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
You had
Because
1,000.
I'm a lady. I'm a lady with a lot of
Yeah,
rules.
you had a lot of rules. You had a lot of rules. A lot of rules.
And quite honestly, I am a personal trainer's worst nightmare.
Right.
But patience,
Yeah.
experience, and depth.
Yeah.
And that means a lot to me. It's not just somebody who's able to pump some iron or know how to use the equipment in the gym, but really a person who could see what I wanted,
Sure.
could hear what my vision was for myself, and really had the patience to take me through. And so that took me on this journey with him that started, I want to say, in April. He's my personal trainer. But as we worked together, it became more than just personal training,
Yeah.
right? Because I could hear his wisdom, and he is really a mindset coach.
That's good.
Mindset coach. Definitely profession in personal training, but mindset. So the reason why he's here is because he's going to drop so many jewels on you today. I'm telling you, so many gems about changing your mind,
Sure.
how mindset makes a difference in everything you do. Starting with how you treat your body.
Yes.
And whether you're going to be successful in your journey on personal fitness. Again, personal training, but mindset coach,
Sure.
really in all that he does.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter what he's talking about, whether he's joking or whether he's dropping something that's very serious, you're going to hear some wisdom in that.
Sure.
So, Chris, just take us through what got you on this journey,
Sure.
right? And just kind of bring us, just kind of give us a little insight into Chris Allen and that mindset coaching.
Got you. Man, first of all, I say thank you for even honor, giving me the honor just to be here,
Absolutely.
to sit with you. I'm so amazed of what this journey has taken us on since the time frame that we've known each other. People would think that we've known each other for many, 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 many years, but we've actually only known each other for a short amount of time.
Right.
But that friendship when we first met just kind of just blossomed, and it was like we had always known each other. And
Exactly.
so from me to you, I just want to let you know I'm so very proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so very, very proud of what you have accomplished in such a short amount of time.
Thank you.
I see the drive, I see the energy, I see the passion, and I see everything that you're trying to accomplish. And you just know 100% I got your back. What we say? How?
Keep it 100
Keep
and
it
a buck.
100 and a buck.
100 and a buck.
100 and a buck. That's a term that I had never heard. Jackie Boy showed me that.
Keep it 100 and a buck.
And I love it. And so I got your back 100 and a buck. All right. So congratulations on your success.
Thank
doing
you
your thing.
so much.
All right.
Thank you.
So mindset, I think that everything that we do stems from a mindset. It stems from how you view things, how you think about things. And fitness is no different. There's so many people that get to the gym and they just want to lose weight, they want to gain weight, they want to gain some muscle, they want to lose whatever it is. But if they don't have the proper mindset going into it, you're not going to see the results that you want to get.
Gotcha.
Because in order to achieve anything powerful in your life, you have to be able to first change your mindset in order to get the results that you're truly looking for. Now, you'll get some things.
Right.
But in order to get to that next level, it all starts in the mindset.
Okay.
And it hasn't always been easy for me. I had to do like a Michael Jackson moment and have a conversation with that man in the mirror.
Okay.
And say to myself, are you really faking the funk? Are you really trying to accomplish some goals? Because in order to accomplish truly what you want to accomplish, you're going to have to give up some stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to come easy. Because if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Gotcha.
Right? So some things are going to come at a cost. What are you willing to give up? There was a man by the name of, what's his name? Eric Thomas.
Okay.
And he used to always talk about how bad do you want it? You gotta want it as bad as you want to breathe. You know what I'm saying? And if you ever held your breath for a long period of time,
right,
that next breath that you take,
right,
you want it bad.
You want it bad.
Right. So success comes like that. How bad do you truly want the very thing that you say that you want to have? It all starts with that mindset first.
The mindset. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So for you, how did you get to I want to be a personal trainer, which led you? Well, let me back up.
Sure.
The understanding that mindset, everything starts with mindset.
Sure.
Was that prior to you becoming a personal trainer? Like what came first?
So mindset for me was definitely first.
Okay.
Even from the standpoint of me even getting into the gym.
Was a byproduct?
Yeah, it was a byproduct.
Okay.
It was a byproduct. I'm 53 years old now. When I was in my 35, 36, somewhere around there, that's when I actually first went to the gym. I've always been a skinny kid. I was that skinny dude in high school. I was a skinny kid in elementary. I've always been that skinny dude.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when I was in my 30s, I decided I wanted to try this thing out at the gym. I was watching a Ronnie Coleman video. Anybody know Ronnie Coleman? Ronnie Coleman was a beast. He's like a freak of nature.
Okay.
So there's some YouTube videos out here where he would just look like he just came off of Mars. You know what I'm saying? Just 300 something pounds of nothing but just muscles. And I'm looking at this video on YouTube, and I was like, I want to get in that gym. Let me see what I can get done. And so I stepped in the gym, start to work out a little bit, gain a couple. Some success stories for myself, gained a little weight and put on some muscle. And then the next thing you know, people start saying, you look like you done bulked up a little bit. And you know what I'm saying? And when they say that, that's like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Now your chest is poked out. You know what I'm saying? Now my shirt's begin to get tighter. You know what I'm saying? So I'm walking around the house, and my then wife used to say, yeah, I can definitely tell that you're doing your thing. And so I stayed with it. And in my 40s, that's when I start to get really, I was bigger.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I lost some weight now just because I'm 53 years old. I don't want all that bulk on me.
Right.
But going into the gym, and I remember guys used to come up to me and was amazed at how old I was at the time. And they was like, what are you doing? Like, how you do this? And I began to coach different people in the gym and train certain people in the gym and not really thinking about a business.
Right.
It was just something I love doing. I love helping people. If there's something that I have on the inside of me that I feel like I can help you achieve,
right,
then I'm willing to do it.
right.
And so my nature, my natural state of being, of who I feel like my purpose is to help other people.
Wow. Love it.
I don't care if it's in business. I don't care if it's weight training. I don't care if it's eating habits. Whatever it is, my first thought is, how can I help? How can I be a part of it?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I hope they answered the question.
No,
okay,
you did. You did. So that came first.
That came first.
Got you.
That came first.
So you were in your 30s.
Yep.
That was kind of like the trigger point for you or whatever, or the time. And so now let's come up to where you said, I want to be a trainer. Well,
Sure.
How did that come about?
That also came by byproduct. I went through, man, this is good, Jackie. Well, I didn't know we was going to do all this. God, let me readjust.
Get ready.
Let me readjust. All right. I thought we were just going to come on here and laugh and kiki for a little while. So 2022 was a rough year for me. 2022, the end of 2022, I was coming out of a relationship, and it was kind of a difficult relationship. So 2022, November 2022, I made a decision that I was just going to really find out what God had for me. And I began to pray, and I made a commitment that I was going to go to the beach. I'm at the beach. I love going to the beach. And you guys just think I'm at the beach because I wanted to take pictures. No. It was something there. It was a divine.
Therapy.
It was therapy. It was a divine moments that I was spending with God. Right. So I remember I would wake up every morning at 4:00. And one morning, what started me on the journey was I couldn't sleep one night. I had a restless night, and I'm praying. I'm seeking God. I'm like, why am I here? Like, what's the deal? What's the purpose?
Yeah.
And I'm up early one morning. It's 4:00 in the morning, and the only thing I could think of, just go to the beach. I'm like, go to the beach at 4:00 in the morning? So I drove from here in Jacksonville. I drove probably 30 minutes from Jacksonville, Bartram area. I'm going all the way out to, Jax Beach. And I'm out there at the beach, and it's pitch black. 4:00 in the morning. It's probably at this time, it's about 4:30 in the morning.
Were you scared?
Of course. In fact, the first day, I ain't gonna lie to you, Jackie boy. The first day I went to that doggone beach, it was pitch black. I walked out to the beach, it was pitch black out there. I thought I saw the dude from the Black Lagoon coming out the water. I ran back to my car. I said, wait a minute, I just sit in my car and pray for the water. I was looking till the sun come up. Till the sun come back up or something. So I did that. The sun came back up a little bit. I felt a little bit more safe going out there because I don't know who out there.
Right.
But on the second day,
okay,
I said, no, I'm gonna do this because if something woke me up, God woke me up to get to I'm gonna do it again. Second day, I went out there to the beach and I began to pray. It was just a moment for me just to have some alone time with God. Nothing miraculous was happening.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. I'm out there at the beach. I'm just praying and seeking God, listening to my music. There was a song by Ty Tribbett, and it was talking about you got one night. Only one night. You know what I'm saying? You got problems, you got woes, but you're only gonna cry. You're gonna cry for one night. Not tomorrow, not next week. You got one night. So I began to listen to the song and it began to minister to me. And so every single day I said, God, I'm gonna meet you here. I'm gonna meet you here every single day. This is gonna be my alone time. There's no one around. There's no one gonna interrupt me. I ain't gotta watch people running down the beach. I don't gotta worry about who's watching me cry.
Right.
None of that's happened. So every single day I got up, went to the beach for months.
Wow, for months.
For months.
Every day.
Not days, for months. And I'm starting to hear something. Probably around April, May of 2024.
24 this
23,
year.
23. I'm sorry, 23. I began to hear some things. And God began to tell me to write some stuff down. And I had a journal, and I took the journal to the beach with me, and I began to write down my vision. Was it Habakkuk 2:2? He talks about write the vision, make it plain. So he said that your gift's gonna make room for you. I kept hearing that in my spirit, that my gift's gonna make room for me. Because my prayer was, God, what's my purpose? Why am I here? What are we doing?
And the impetus for this was the relationship.
Yes. Now it started with the relationship. That was the thing that just kind of sparked it. But it wasn't about the relationship, right? Even though the relationship was painful, the ending of it, it wasn't about the relationship.
The impact of the ending of it.
Yes, it was everything. So as I began to see God, I was like, I want everything. I want the healing from the broken heart. I want the healing from my father. Because I didn't meet my father until I was 35 years old. My biological father. The guy who raised me passed away, but my biological father, I didn't meet him until I was 35 years old.
Wow.
So I wanted to mend that relationship. I wanted to make sure that my kids were good. My ex-wife, I wanted to go back and to apologize to my ex-wife. There was a lot of hurt there. And I began to see God because I wanted the healing of all of it. I didn't want to piece this thing together.
Right.
Don't heal me from the broken heart, but leave all the other mess.
Yeah.
No. If I'm going to go on this journey, God, I wanted it all to be healed, right? And so he did it. He began to show me things. So March of 2023, I had an opportunity to go back and mend that relationship with my father.
Wow.
Right. I also set my kids down, apologized to them about how the divorce happened. Went back to my ex-wife and began to pray with her and to apologize to her about how things happened. So there was a bunch of hurt there. And then as I was going through the pain of all the hurt, things began to get healed.
Got you. Wow.
Things began to get healed.
Yeah.
Told me about writing the vision, making it plain. Wrote the vision and made it plain. He began to show me different things. He told me about the gifts gonna make room for you. But I don't even know what my gifts are. I know what I can do. I can sing. I can dance. I could play a couple. Maybe I can play piano a little bit. I think I can. At least I can do the air instruments. I can do air instruments very, very well. But there was a lot of things that I felt like I was skilled at, but really didn't understand my purpose. That makes sense? So as I began to write the stuff down, I also went into the natural state, and I began to think, who's gonna pay me for that? Like, ain't nobody gonna pay me to sing and dance. Ain't nobody gonna pay me to, to style. Ain't nobody gonna pay me to do that.
Right.
Fitness was also, I wrote a list of probably about 10 or 12 different things.
Gotcha.
Fitness was actually on the list.
Okay.
Was on the list.
Wow.
But I couldn't come up with a concept of who gonna pay me to do this.
You had never never done.
Never had gotten paid for it.
Never.
Trained people multiple times.
Okay.
Got documentation where people have said, hey, you did this.
Right.
Never got paid
for it.
That was on my list. So months go by. It's on my list. I couldn't figure it out. Months go by. Now I'm probably in September. September, October. I meet a young lady by the name of Katrina Abdullah. Shout out Katrina Abdullah. She's right here in Jacksonville. She's one of the top real estate agents besides you. Jackie Boy is one of but there's some other folk. Right? So Katrina Abdullah, I met her at a conference, at an event.
Yeah.
And she began to talk about real estate. Real estate coaching was one of my things on my list.
Okay.
And so
because you do have a real estate license.
I do.
Okay.
I've been doing real estate for the past 20 years. I have a real estate team over at EXP. My man Maurice Mitchell. I got some other folks over there. My man Maurice Mitchell was one of the guys that I do business with.
Maurice Murphy?
Murphy, I'm sorry, not Mitchell. Maurice Murphy. Great guy. But no, so real estate has been my thing.
Okay.
But I was transitioning from real estate.
Okay.
That was on my list.
Okay.
These are the things that I can do.
Got it.
So I thought maybe because I love helping people, that was going to morph into maybe real estate coaching.
Got you.
Right?
Okay.
Met the young lady, Katrina Abdullah. She was a real estate coach at the time. Her and I began to talk about real estate coach. I said, hey, let's do lunch. We did lunch. In that process, I said, listen, I want to do a real estate coaching. Can you train me on that? Absolutely, she says.
Okay.
In the process, she begins to tell me that her true passion was health and wellness. She does the health and wellness. She had lost a bunch of weight, but now she wants to get into the gym.
Okay.
Can I help her with that? Oh, it's a match made in heaven.
You bought it.
It's a match made in heaven.
Okay.
I said, listen, I'll help you with that. You help me. If I help you in the gym, if you help me with the real estate coaching.
Got it.
She did that. So from that October timeframe all the way to about November, her body had transformed. They say, well, will he train me?
Wow.
I don't know. Let me reach out to him. Katrina reaches out to me and says, listen, I know this is, man.
Amazing.
Katrina says, I know that real estate coaching is a thing that you say you want to do.
Right.
But have you ever really considered fitness coaching? Because you have passion doing that. And when she said that, the only thing I could think about is if you follow your passion, you never have to work another day in your life.
If you love what you do.
If you just love what you do. So I asked her, I said, would they be willing to pay? She said, yeah, they'd be willing to pay.
Wow.
So I put a post out there on Facebook, man, and this is what started it. Just out of the blue, I put a Facebook post out there just to see who would pay me.
Yeah.
And I had 5 or 6 clients that week.
Is that right?
Paying clients. I would pay you to do this. And from that moment, it just sparked a whole nother. I mean, we got fitness apps. You and I talk about this. I got a fitness app out. We got a book coming out. We got a conference coming up. We got. I'm traveling to. We got an event coming up in the Dominican Republic where I'm gonna be talking to an influencer out there. We're gonna be doing some content out there. So things are just morphing. So I'm just thankful that I had that moment with God. That was a long time just to be able to listen. Sometimes you just gotta sit back and just listen. Just listen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man. So that brings up 2 points. We have to be vulnerable.
Oh man, yeah.
Because you had to be vulnerable with your friend Katrina.
Sure.
For her to even say to you,
yeah.
Had you ever thought about this?
Yeah.
And you have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
those moments, those months at the beach, and write the vision.
Yeah.
So you're writing those things down.
You gotta write it down. We you talked about so many things. You talk about vulnerability. Vulnerability is such a place where most people don't want to go.
Nope.
Right?
They don't.
You know, you don't want to be honest with that person, right? You don't. We have this thing where we want to figure like we have it all together. But sometimes you need certain people in your life that you can just be vulnerable with, just remove all the pretension, all that.
All of it.
And just let it down. And one of the things you talked to me, even when we start to work out, was your vulnerability in working with a male trainer. You know what I'm saying? Because our relationship is so close now. It's just like, this is what it is. And now your vulnerability just allows us to grow. Because if you hadn't been able to be vulnerable in those places, you wouldn't have been able to receive the information and we wouldn't have grown, right? So vulnerability is a key place.
It's a key.
Absolutely.
Wow, and that has a lot to do with mindset.
Absolutely.
And I think it takes a level of maturity to be vulnerable. You know, now everyone, you also got to have a sense of judgment and wisdom.
Yeah.
Because everyone is not able to receive what you have to say. Everyone's not able to handle your vulnerability. So we have to ask God for wisdom to show us who we can be vulnerable with. But whether we be vulnerable or not is if we want to grow.
Right.
You have to be vulnerable.
You have to be.
Wow.
You have to be.
That's
and
amazing.
I think because growth comes out of that.
Yes.
Growth comes out of that. And so we wouldn't be in where we are right now if those opportunities hadn't taken place.
Exactly.
You know, so it's a great thing.
That's a great thing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so your fitness coaching was a byproduct of all those things that took place when you were spending all that time at the beach. You met Katrina. Katrina poured into you. You guys bartered.
Yeah.
You helped her. She helped you. And it came to you getting paid in clients.
Yes.
And now, clients are seeking you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in the gym with this dude. I call him the president of the mayor of Planet Fitness.
Sure.
There's not a foot, an inch we can go without somebody saying, "Hey, Chris, hey, Chris, hey, Chris." I'm like, there's the mayor.
Yeah,
there he is.
I'll take it. It's been an absolutely amazing experience.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're getting results.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We're getting the results that people are looking for, which makes it easy.
Right.
One of the things that, even in the journey was why I didn't know if I wanted to do fitness training, because I hadn't really met anybody who was actually successful or was making the type of money that I wanted to make in fitness training. So that's probably why I was at the bottom of the list, right? But now it's come to the point by training certain individuals like you, and I want to give you props too, because when you talked about you're probably a trainer's worst nightmare, it's because you're so hard on yourself because you know exactly what you want to accomplish. And because you have high expectations of you, you also have high expectations of the trainer. And it's like Jackie Boy don't have no fluff, y'all. It's like we train Jackie Boy, nah, we ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? But I love it because it allows me to have a canvas of somebody who actually says, I want this just as bad as you do. You know what I'm saying? Because as a trainer, I want to help you succeed.
Right.
But if you don't have that mindset, if you don't want it for yourself, there's nothing that ain't nothing we're gonna really do. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and so when you come to the gym and when you're in there, you're focused, you're ready. So that's a vessel.
That's a vessel.
Because I know the energy I'm gonna bring.
Right.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? But when you have that other person who's ready to get to that level with you, oh, it's a match made in heaven.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's what I love it. And I know we're talking mindset coaching, but I just want to just make a point here. I've learned one of the things that I've enjoyed with my training is learning how your body works.
Yeah.
And education is a big key for any good trainer. Because they're going to explain to you certain things, and like you said, 80% of the success you see is how you eat.
Absolutely.
Right. You can lift every day, all day for 8 hours a day, but if you're not eating right, you're wasting 8 hours a day of time.
Yeah,
right? Is that right?
You're absolutely right. We out of 100%, 80% of what you're going to accomplish is actually done in that kitchen. It's what you put in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? We can get into that gym all day long, every single day, and if that diet is not done well, you're going to see some.
Right.
You're not going to see the results that you want to receive.
Right.
And so I tell my clients that when we talk though, because I think this is our second time around, right? And you realize that even when there was success that you got the very first time, there was another level to this thing. Like I'm extremely focused on and disciplined on my diet, right?
Gotcha.
I know when I want to lose weight. I know when I'm getting too bulky. I know when I'm getting too chunky. I just know it, right? So I meal plan every single week. So my meal plan starts on Sunday, and I go from Sunday to to Thursday. And that's the window that I give it myself, because I know Friday and Saturday, I might want to hang out with my friend Jackie. You know what I'm saying? I might want to hang out with my homeboy. Hey, whatever. And we might get some chicken wings. We might do something. So I'm not going to limit myself, because remember, this is not just an overnight thing. This is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. But you can best assure that I know on Sunday, I'm back on point again. I'm back on what my diet's going to be. I know what I'm going to eat in the morning. I know I'm going to eat it for my midday snack. I know what I'm going to eat for my lunch. I know what I'm going to eat for my dinner. I know what I'm going to eat at the end of the night. I just know. And I meal plan, Jackie, because I want to take out the guesswork. I don't want to have to guess what I'm going to eat. I know exactly what it is, right? Because I'm disciplined in that particular area. There's other areas I'm probably not as disciplined in, but when it comes to health and wellness, I'm disciplined in that space.
Which is a great segue into another part of mindset is discipline.
Sure.
You talk about something you've often said. People get stuck in the executing, in the doing. They say I want, but it's the actual executing, the doing. Talk to me about discipline.
Yeah.
Because I can say even this being my second time around, like I did the first 90 days, and I'm doing my second 90 days, and I'll finish at the end of the year. I'll be honest and say I haven't been 100% disciplined.
Sure.
I mean, I was excited, y'all, when I start seeing some stuff happening in the body transforming or whatever. But if I had to give myself a true grade, I would say that I would give myself a C+ when it came down to how I was eating. And I know that if I change that, so I think that goes back to discipline. How can a person become disciplined, Chris? Or is it that you're either disciplined or you're not? Can you learn that? Like, talk to me about that.
You gotta want it, man. I remember a long time ago, and I think I talked to you about it. I remember a long time ago, I came up with this thing called Amaduitis, right? Amaduitis, right? And that's when people begin to talk about things that I'm gonna do. You hear people say this: I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that, or I'm gonna write this, or I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go to the gym, or man, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do itis, because most people ain't gonna do it, right? And it's not because they don't want to, but because it's something on the inside of them that's not burning strong enough. You don't have a true burning desire to get it done, because if the desire to get it done and the desire not to get it done is the exact same desire, you ain't finna move.
You're not gonna.
You're gonna be in that stagnant procrastination state. It's because you're not going anywhere. That's called indecisiveness. Right. So if you don't have a true passion of what you want to accomplish, you're not gonna accomplish it at all. You're not gonna even make that first step to even go get it. It's gonna be that thing that's on that back burner, right? So when your desire and your passion becomes more than your desire not to get it done, that's when you're gonna begin to start doing some work. That's when you have a strong desire. And I don't know if you want to tell people what your desire of your fitness trainer was, what your fitness thing was, what your goal was. And I told you I said, we got to come up with a small goal. Come up with some type of goal, because that becomes the desire for you.
Right.
Because if you don't have, what happens is people set these unrealistic expectations of what they're trying to accomplish.
Wow.
I'm going to lose 100 pounds. I'm going to lose 100 pounds by Christmas. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. You're not. Why? Not that you don't want to.
Right.
But you don't have something desired on the inside, unless you may have a health scare, or the doctor told you if you don't lose these 100 pounds, you may pass away. Then your desire may be extremely high. But if it's a superficial desire that you really don't have a true passion for, you're not going to, because you're gonna have more of a desire to eat that Thanksgiving dinner. You're gonna have more of a desire to eat that Christmas dinner. You know what I'm saying? Well, your birthday's coming up, right? Those are gonna be more of a desire for you. So I tell people to create a very, very small desire, something that's attainable, right? Because when you hit that,
a smart goal,
there you go. And because when you do begin to hit it, next thing you know, the next one becomes that much more easier.
Got it.
And then you might lose a pound here, you may lose 2 pounds over there because of that goal. You may lose 3 pounds by the end. But when you add all those up, now you done lost 15 pounds.
Got it.
Now you lost 15 pounds. But you attach those goals to something that you truly, truly want. And now the thing that you want becomes your passion, desire, right? Because if you don't have that, then you're not gonna push away yourself from the table.
You're not gonna
do that. You're not going to. You're not going to.
Talk to me about how mindset and the relationship we have with food, how they connect. Because like I used to find myself as a stress eater.
Sure.
When I was stressed, or not even stress eater, but stressed or happy, anything that was in my path would be in my mouth.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's a relationship I think we have with food, but it all goes back to mindset.
Sure.
Talk about that.
Sure. So I remember something that you and I was talking about, and that was something that we had to work on because you were talking about the stress, and you said, "Chris, when I'm stressing, and I go in that kitchen, and if there's some cookies in there, I'm just gonna get the cookies. I'm like, if there's some candy, I remember came to your house one night, and you had some candies in there. That's what my stress. That's my stress food. I was like, well. So mindset will be this.
Right.
Now we just got to change the mindset of what the stress food looks like. All right. So if you know that you're going to reach for something,
right.
Put your bag of put your bag of broccoli right there,
okay.
or put your bag of lettuce over there, with something, some kale, whatever it is, something healthy. Right. Because the only thing you're doing is you have to trick your brain to realize I don't have to reach for the cookies. I could also reach for this.
Right.
Because it's the action that you're trying to look for.
Got it.
Most people, when they're going to the refrigerator, they're just bored.
Yeah.
They're not really hungry.
They're not really hungry.
No, they're bored. They sit there watching a movie and they're bored and they're used to doing something. Same thing with people who smoke cigarettes, right? They don't want the nicotine in the body. They just used to doing that. They just used to doing that. So you trick your brain to be able to do something different.
Right.
Same motion.
Right.
Same motion, but
you're just getting something healthy.
You get something healthy now.
Got it.
Same motion. You got to be able to trick your brain. I used to tell you a long time ago, for me, when I do meal prep, it's not that I'm trying to look for a particular taste. It's not that I'm trying to look for a particular feeling. No, I know the desire of what I'm trying to accomplish by eating this piece of chicken or eating this broccoli or eating these vegetables. It's the results that I'm looking for.
Got it.
So when you begin to change your mindset from the desire of I like eating this, whatever, to what is the benefit that I'm getting from it.
Got it.
You'll change your mindset.
Okay.
Right? So that's the same thing when you talk about the love of food. Right? So people go on these diets. And we don't do no diets. Let's just change the foods that we're eating.
Yeah.
Let's just change why we want that piece of cake, or why we want this, or if you want that piece of cake, let's reward ourselves for the end of the week.
Right.
How about instead of having it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, how about just have it on a Sunday, but reward yourself because you were good Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Right.
And now on Sunday, reward yourself for being diligent for the last 6 days. I'm changing my mindset. Now I look at that piece of cake as a reward, not a necessity.
Got it.
And then what's going to happen is, because the mindset so powerful, what you'll begin to do then is you might say, you know what, I don't even need that.
I don't even need
the cake at the end of the week. I'll just do this at the end of the week. Now you're picking and choosing. Why? Because it's the mindset.
Got it. Wow. That's great stuff.
Yeah.
And so many people diet. Yo-yo diet.
That's what that is. The yo-yo diet comes from, because if anything you deprive your body of, you're going to lose the initial way, but because you hadn't changed your mindset, you're going to go right back to it.
Right.
You're going to go right back to it. You got the results because it is what it is, but you hadn't changed your mindset to look at that, whatever it was, differently.
And there's no way to succeed in anything, or I will say there's no way to sustain success if you don't change your mindset.
If you don't change your mindset.
So you could see some success,
of course,
but it's not going to be sustainable.
It's not going to be sustainable because you hadn't changed your mindset. So you're going to immediately go back to, how many times have you seen people lose weight and then you see them again and they pick the weight back up?
Right.
Why? Because you hadn't changed your mindset.
Got it.
You got some rewards because you went on a fad diet really quick, and you just did the things because it said don't eat for the next 10 days. Okay, you did that. But you hadn't changed the mindset of how you actually looked at whatever you were eating.
Right.
So when those 10 days were over and you looked on that scale and you lost those 10 pounds, you did great.
Right.
But what happens?
Yeah.
Because you hadn't changed your mindset, next Thursday you're going to go back and on the 11th day, you went back and you ate double
what you stopped. Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
So mindset is everything.
It's the mindset of everything. Think about this, and there's a show, and I think, and me personally, I think they should play this show at every gym. They should. I think it's called 600 Pound Life or something like that.
Yeah.
But you see these people, and my heart goes out for them because I can just tell their mindset hadn't changed, right? So instead of going to the kitchen, they just actually bring the kitchen into the bedroom with them. You hadn't changed your mindset.
Right.
You're not going to. You're not going to lose the weight. It's because your mindset is off, right? And that's why that one show, it talks about the mindset. They got to go through a psychologist first because he's trying to reprogram the brain.
Wow.
It all starts right here.
It all starts right here. All starts right here. Wow. So, do you see yourself continuing to train the way you are as a fitness coach? Are you transitioning into other things? I know the mindset coaching, like you've also done some life coaching.
Yeah, I'm a life coach as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got my certification. It's not something I really do because, like I said, I'm not all into the titles and the coach.
Right.
Yeah. My thing is if I can meet somebody and they need some help and I can articulate and identify what it is, I'm going to help them.
Got you.
Right? It's not about the money for me. I would do this for free. Now, for you, I would do it free, but you know what I'm saying. But you still got to pay. So you are paying. You still gotta pay. But I love what I do.
Right.
Right. It's not something that I'm trying to make some money, although money is good.
Right.
I love helping. I love helping. And so coaching for me, mindset coaching, because I call myself a mindset and fitness coach.
Right.
Because I understand that in order to receive the fitness, you got to have that mindset. So it's got to be both. But yeah, I have my certification. I'm good with that. I love it. But it allows me the opportunity to kind of understand a little bit more about how the brain works and the attachments and all those type of things. So it's good.
Got it. So you mentioned how you're going to be traveling and doing some collaboration with I guess counterparts in other parts of the country, all country as well as just all over. Talk to me about that.
Sure. I love traveling. I love traveling, and so I am put a part of the actual business plan. I'm actually going to my first one will be in the Dominican Republic. I'll be there in March.
Okay.
There's a fitness influencer that's there in Dominican Republic. Then we're gonna be doing some content together. He reached out to me. We're gonna be doing some content. He saw some of the stuff that I was doing. And he's going to be doing some of the similar stuff. So I'm going to go there. We're going to do some workout videos together. And then we kind of mix in some of the travel because I love to travel. So we're going to talk about what's going on in Dominican and all that kind of cool stuff. And then we're going to talk about some of the great foods that he's eating and what's native to that particular land. So it's going to be good.
That's nice.
It's going to be good. That's coming up. So we got a YouTube channel coming out.
Nice.
That's going to be next year. I got podcast is coming out next year. You're going to be instrumental in that. You helped me. You birthed that for me. So we got the podcast that's going to be starting in January as well.
January 2025.
January 2025. We got a big year. We got a big year 2025. So I'm excited about it.
That's wonderful. So it's going to remain On the Grind Coach. On the Grind Fitness.
The podcast, and I think it's going to be. I think what we talk about. We're going to leave it On the Grind Coach. Because it's more of a coach, so it's going to be a mixture of fitness and mindset. So it's going to still remain the On the Grind Coach under platform, but that's going to be the podcast and the YouTube channel On the Grind Coach.
Got it.
Yeah,
got it. I love it.
The fitness app is called On the Grind Fit.
Yes.
Fitness app, which is going well.
Okay.
So we got a lot of stuff coming up with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So fitness and well, you know what? I would say helping people become the best version of themselves through fitness and changing their mindset, right? And I think that's important. The education piece and the mindset piece for whatever you're doing, whether it's fitness or whether it's just believing in yourself or whatever it is. Mindset makes all the difference. It starts there.
Yeah,
it starts there.
It starts there. All of it. You know what I'm saying? And my biggest thing is that most people just don't want to do. Because they don't want to take that first step.
Yeah.
I know when we talked about even the podcast that you're doing, and I was not coaching, but in our conversations, because you and I, we have conversations, like we go deep. And I said, just do it. Just start something.
Yeah.
Just do something. Just come up with a date and we're going to launch that date. You know what I'm saying? And then once you get a couple of those wins under your belt,
right,
this is going to happen by default. See, most people have the end result that they want.
Right.
But they don't do the necessary steps to get there. So you can't get mad at God for not elevating you if you're not willing to put in the work. God only going to elevate you when you begin to put in the work.
Right, when you start doing it.
He said, write the vision and make it plain, so therefore when they take it, they can run. Most people miss the running. Most people miss the run.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Write that thing, make it plain, then run.
Yeah, then run.
Then run. And most people are so consumed by the fear of failure.
Yep. And consumed with it has to be perfect.
Perfect.
That's been an issue for me. Like, I'm not going to do it. So I find myself in a procrastinator mode because it's not perfect.
Sure.
It's not exactly.
Yeah.
So you're right. Just start.
Yeah.
Some people said, just start. Whatever it is, just start.
Just start. You got to just begin, right? And that was one of the things I know when we talked about the podcast. That was one of the things I wanted to encourage you to do. Is just start.
Just start.
Because you had all these grand ideas. You wanted to make sure it was this. You wanted to do this. No. Just start.
Just start.
And fail your way through it. Most people don't want to fail their way through it. They want everything to be perfect all up front. It may not be that way.
Right.
But let's fail our way through it, because then you'll realize what you didn't know.
Right.
And the next time you're going to make it better. Even where we are now.
Right.
Is because you had to go through something to realize what you did and did not want in order to elevate yourself to the next level. Just start.
Just start.
Just start.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Just start.
Just start.
Wow.
What Nike say?
Well,
just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just start. That's it.
That's it.
Wow.
And that's the whole process. Most people just don't want to start.
Yeah. They just don't want to start. So, Christopher Allen, what would you want our listeners and viewers to, what do you want to inspire them with? Every show of Trust and Know is going to leave you with something that's going to inspire you to do, produce, execute something. I just want that to be what we leave you with.
Yeah.
And all of my guests are going to have something to give you. So what would you want to say to our listeners and viewers to inspire them?
Success likes speed, right?
Success likes speed.
Like,
okay.
It just, it likes action. It likes speed. It just wants you to go, right? And it's going to show up when you show up.
Got it.
It's going to show up when you show up. And you just talked about something. You said execute. So if there's any word that we want to say, it's just execute.
Just execute.
Stay out of the I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and just execute. Stop the fear of failure. Because everybody who's been successful has failed at some point in their life. Just be willing. It's okay to fail. Just don't stay there.
Just don't stay there.
Just don't stay there. Continue to keep moving forward.
Right.
Yeah. I always say this. It's not you against nobody else. And that's where most people fail, because they want to look at somebody else's podcast. They want to look at somebody else who started on day one and see how their podcast was nicer than theirs, or their fitness journey was better than theirs. And then you're trying to compete against all these other people. And your competition is no one else. The competition is only within inside of you.
Wow.
It's you against you.
You against you. I love that.
It's you against you.
Wow.
Yeah. So just start it. That's it.
Start.
Yeah. That's good.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Great stuff.
Listen, I hope you heard that. It's you against you. You against you, not anybody else. Just start.
Yeah. Just start.
Just start. It's you against you. Thank you so much, Chris.
Yeah.
I really
Thank
appreciate
you for having
you.
me.
Absolutely. And listen, guys, again, we are every second and fourth Tuesday of every month on most of your podcast outlets: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Just look for Trust Then Know. And remember, whatever you do what all you can do to be the best version of yourself. So until next time, bye.
Thank you for listening and watching this episode of Trust Then Know, the Jackie Boyd podcast. We hope this episode has left you informed, intrigued, and inspired to become your best self. Remember to tune in every second and fourth Tuesday of the month and Trust Then Know.